Hey everyone, and welcome. This channel is all about quick and easy food, and sometimes we use convenient ingredients. If you're here for the healthy stuff like matcha infused tofu pancakes, you're probably on the wrong channel. But if you love food that tastes great and doesn't take all day to make, then I hope you will stick around. Okay, today's recipe is super easy cinnamon roll bites. And we're going to use canned biscuits for this, but I know what you're thinking. Why not just use canned cinnamon rolls? But I promise you, these taste way better. And it's mainly because you can control the amount of cinnamon and sugar and butter mixture that you use. But trust me, you've got to try these. My partner Scott loved these and has asked for these multiple times. And he is not even a sweet eater. Okay, so to start off, we're going to use a can of Grand's biscuits, and I just used the Southern home style, but just use the Grand style, and it's about a 16-ounce can. So take all of the biscuits out of the can, and you're going to cut them into quarters. And then in a bowl, you're going to add about half a cup of granulated sugar, a half cup of brown sugar, and I just used light brown sugar, and about 3 teaspoons of ground cinnamon. And then mix that up. I just used a whisk, but a fork works as well too. And then in another bowl, you want to add about half cup of melted butter. You can use unsalted or salted. I think I used unsalted. And then take a pan that's about 7 by 11 inches. I think a 13 by 9 might be a little big, but it will probably work just fine. And spray it with some non-stick cooking spray or baking spray. So now take your little pieces of biscuit dough and pop it into the bowl with the butter, roll it around, and then pop it into the bowl with all the sugar. And make sure it's all coated really well. That's how you're going to get this to taste amazing, is that you coat it really well. And then just set each piece into the baking dish. Now, in hindsight, what I could have done is probably just put everything into one large Ziploc freezer bag or something and just shook it up. And that probably would have done an okay job. But I think this way actually gets everything coated a little bit more. And that's really what the difference is between these, is that they have so much flavor in it. So I would just go the long way and coat them each individually, because I really do think that it makes a big difference. So once you get all of the dough bites into the baking dish, you're going to bake this in a preheated oven. You want to preheat it to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and you want to bake it for about 20 to 25 minutes or until golden brown and everything is cooked through. So set it on a cooling rack and then let it cool down for just a little bit. You don't want it to cool all the way down to room temperature, or they're going to kind of get a little hard on you. So to make the glaze, what you're going to do is take a mixing bowl and then add in about 2 tablespoons of melted butter, and then a half teaspoon of vanilla extract, a cup of confectioner's sugar, and then 1 to 2 tablespoons of milk. You can start off with 1 tablespoon and add another one if you need to get the right sort of drizzling consistency. And then I always like to use a fork because it makes it easier to mix it all up. But anyway, just look at the consistency, and if it's not drizzly enough, go ahead and add a little bit more milk until you get the consistency that you want. And then you're going to spoon it over your warm cinnamon roll bites, and then they are ready to eat. These are so good, and if you have leftovers, just pop them in the fridge if you want to, and you may not even really need to keep them in the fridge, but you do want to keep them covered. And then when you eat leftovers, make sure to heat them up in the microwave, because they will get a little bit hard just sitting at room temperature, but once you warm them up for a few seconds in the microwave, they are perfect again. So I hope you love this recipe as much as we do. If you make it, let me know what you think about it. I've also added the recipe down in the description below. Keep it quick, keep it tasty, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.